Hi guys, it's Vlogmas Day 6. So I wanted to use today to talk about my first day at the warehouse. Obviously, I'll talk about that briefly. But then, events of yesterday, I'm like, okay, let me give you guys update on the house issue. What's happening with the house, okay? So first of all, the warehouse. You guys, it's an 8-hour shift anyways. Yesterday, 12 midnight to it ended around 7 or so to this morning. And you guys, warehouse job will decrease the quality of your life. Like, I say this with every sense of, even if you find money desperately, that place is not a place to be very honest. But will I go back there tomorrow? Yes. Well, at this point, I'm so uncertain about the fact that whether I'm moving out of this house or not. So I just need that money just to keep, I just need that money just in case I have to move out of this place or something. I just need to keep that money, okay? So it was stressful. I met a lot of Nigerians. Guys, guess what? I met a subscriber at the warehouse. She's like, I know you on YouTube. What's her name again? She's Yoruba. I can't remember her name. I met her on YouTube. She said she asked me a question in my comment section, but I did not respond. It was not deliberate though. If you're watching, I don't know why I can't remember your name. Is it Mobola? No, it's not Mobola. If you're watching this video, I'm so sorry. It was not deliberate. Sometimes the comments might be too much. You think you have responded, but you actually haven't responded. So I met a subscriber. I met a lot of Nigerians. That job was stressful. You are doing it as fast as you can. They are telling you that you're not fast enough. You are not fast enough. Your eye coordination has to be. You are sorting parcels like they are moving with speed. You are sorting them. You guys, I beg. That's the. In another video, probably I'll talk details about the warehouse, but let's talk about this my house problem. So you guys, yesterday, I told them I was going to work out. They say, okay, just come and take the agreement. These guys were on my neck to come and sign an agreement. If you watch the other video I did about moving to this house and how most of the things on that agreement, these agents went back on their own agreement. The agreement that you wrote by yourself, you're going back on it, okay? So these guys, when I told them that I need to be at work as soon as possible, they kept insisting and pressuring me to come to their office. And you can just come and sign it. Then when you come back from work, you move in. These guys were on my neck to come and sign an agreement. I said, once bitten, twice shy. The first fool no be fool. Now the second fool be fool. So why were these guys on my neck? At this point, I was so desperate. On my way back, I was like, maybe I'll just come back home, pack a few things, go to their office, sign the agreement, then take some of my food that were already in the fridge and put it in that house. And then maybe on Monday or whatever, when I come back today, I can move in. That was what I had decided. But when I came back home and they still called me again, I said, Udochi, the last one you signed and you had they had a lot of clauses they went back on. These guys are about to scam you for the second time. So you know what? Calm down. I just told myself, Udochi, you're not moving to this house yet. At least let me go to this warehouse job, come back and think about my life. From the boss, I was thinking. Inside the room, before I left, I was thinking. You guys, immediately I got to the house, that switch thing that was having issue, I just took it up. It came back on, so I could use the heater. I heated my food. I had my bath. I charged my phone. The thing came on. Up till now, as I'm speaking, I'm making this video in the evening. This is around past 3 on Saturday, or 4 past 3 years. Up till now, that thing hasn't come down because the switch is, I don't know, fluctuating. When you take it up, it comes down by itself. Up till now, since yesterday when I took it up, it hasn't come down. Okay, so I've gone to work and I come because the agreement, I told them that I'll come back from work by 10 a.m. and when I come, I'll come to the office. Then we'll discuss before I sign the agreement and maybe decide when I will move in. That was what I told them. Okay, so when I came back, of course I was tired. I just had my bath. I laid on the bed. These guys don't call me. I first put my phone on silent first. They've called me. So when I woke up, they still called. I did not pick. So you guys, some weeks ago, I knew that the landlord of this house lives somewhere around the street, but I did not even know it was so close like that. So some weeks ago, I saw a man. He's like, oh, you live here? I say, yes. He's the landlord of he owns the property upstairs. He just introduced himself. I forgot what he told me his name was. But he's like, if you have any issues, just let me know. Just let me know. He just tell me in person. And then I just casually told my flatmate then that, do you know, I saw the landlord. He's like, Nana, landlord, Nana, you won't see landlord. Like, we just casually talk about the fact that he said if I had any issue, I should let him know. And we just said all the issues we've been having, they've not done anything for us, those kind of things. So that yesterday, I now told myself that, but this landlord said if you have any issues, come to me. In it, I say, yeah, in it. I just decided that when I come back from work today, I was going to move for this landlord. So I went the next door to knock, and it's her uncle, the lady that lives in the house. So she directed me to the house where the man lives, and I went to knock on his door. You guys, surprise, surprise! The man doesn't even know that there's an electrical problem or whatever in the house. So if a house needs rewiring, wouldn't the landlord know about it? So I go to him and I tell him that, oh, I got a message from his management, like the agent, and they told me that we complained to them that we had an electrical fault and they asked us to leave the house. That he said, oh, he's not even aware that there's any problem with the house. And he said, when did they ask you to leave? I said Monday. I now told him that I would have wanted to leave. Yes, fine. If there's an issue, they want to do any kind of remodeling, but they should give me time. My rent expires at 30th. At least by God's grace, today is 6. If I start actively house hunting, I could get something before then and I'll move. But then I had my reservations about this place they were taking me to. That story, and I'll tell the story at another time. But this man was shocked. It's like he hasn't heard, he doesn't know about it, but it's like he will contact them, and of course they'll get back to me. I came back home. Few minutes ago, these people called me. They are vexing that it is inappropriate. I'm not supposed to call the landlord. I just said in my mind that desperate measures require desperate. How in these people talk about desperate waiting requires desperate measures. At this point, I was desperate. I was desperately looking for answers. I was desperately looking for solution. He said, you're not supposed to talk to the landlord. We are the agency managing the property. Everything you need to. I said, but I've been explaining myself from the beginning. You guys don't seem to understand. I needed to take action. I needed to do something else. He said, okay, they understand. So, but he now moved. Yesterday, you told me that the rewiring will take 6 to 9 months. But guess what? Okay, if you could just move to the property, we'll try to make the rewiring 1 to 2 months. Like, these guys are playing with people's mental. Like, you are playing with people's intelligence. It's no longer 6 months. It's now 1. So I should pack all my things, like remove everything in this room, go to that property, stay there for 1 month, and after 1 month or 2 months, I'll pack everything, but like make it make sense. If you have moved, you have moved. Make it make sense. That is that how much I like to move around? Like, is that how much I love to carry load? You get? So I just say, okay, it's no longer taking. I now told him that, to be honest, I don't like that property. That house is old. It is far from the bus stop. I am paying more rent. The rooms are smaller. There's no single advantage of, and there are 4 rooms upstairs. So it's supposed to be a 6-bedroom apartment. Then 3 rooms to 1 toilet, 3 rooms to 1. So you cannot tell me that the 4 rooms upstairs, 1 person will not be going down to use the toilet. It's not possible. So technically 4 people upstairs will use the toilet up. So I get to share toilet with 4 people. I get to pay more rent. The house is old and wicked. This house I live is kind of old, but at least they did some remodeling before we came. They repainted, they kind of renovated the bathroom or something. I now told him that my rent expires by 30th. If you're insisting on us moving to the house, I don't like the house. I can't move there. By 30th, I would look for another place and I'll move out there. And then he starts to say different things. Just go 1 month. It's not something you can. I say, I can't move to that apartment. I don't like anything about the apartment. And then guess what he says? Okay, no problem. So we'll call an electrician to come and check the thing tomorrow morning. You guys, if there was an electrical fault, the first thing to do is not to call and let the electrician assess that thing and say, okay, they did not even do that. They did not do that. Oh, they just because in there, let me tell you why they wanted us to leave. So they are going to call an electrician tomorrow morning, right? To come and check it. Who would be? And I say, yes, I will be. And that around I will stand beside the electrician. I just hope my flatmate will be back by then. I will stand behind that electrician to look at what he is doing. Because at this point, I feel like these guys will deliberately have to spoil something so that we would leave. Now, let me tell you why they want us to leave. Mind you, this is a 5-bedroom apartment and we're supposed to be 5 in this room paying bills together. But now, 3 people have moved out. But by the way, an agreement said we're bound to stay here by 1 year, but 3 people have moved out because, of course, these guys are clueless. I don't even understand. Now, because 3 people have moved, you cannot tell me to pay for their bills. So the first time somebody left, when we were 5, 1 person left. Our bills now was supposed to be £64, but because 1 person left, they now asked us that, oh, 1 person has left, we have to split. They did a £300 bill. Sorry, this story is long and these guys are complex. So our monthly bills is supposed to be like £300, right? So because we were 5 people, we split £300 into 5. Then it was coming out around £64. Okay. So now 1 person left. The first month that 1 person left, these guys now said we're going to. Since it's no longer 5, it's now 4, we'll now split our bills by 4. And I'll say, hold on, your agreement said that if 1 person leaves, they have to keep paying bills and rent until somebody replaces them. That's what I still have a copy of that agreement. That's what it says. So if somebody has left before their tenancy expires, they have to keep paying, because you cannot ask me to pay 80 pounds for somebody else, you get. So when this guy left, it caused a lot of argument. But for the first month, I told them that I'm not going to pay 80 pounds. Is that 64 pounds I'm going to pay? So subsequently, I'm like, okay, now for peace to reign, no problem, let's pay the 80 pounds. Meanwhile, we're supposed to split it into 5. This person had left, going back on the same agreement. I say, oh yeah, now no problem, we're 4 paying the normal bills, then suddenly 2 now left. I cannot pay more than 80 pounds. That 300 static, you guys put the bills, because it's like unlimited bills for 300 pounds, and we're supposed to split it. The fact that I cannot pay more than that 80 pounds, or 2 of us cannot pay more than, that's why they want us to leave by all means, because then they have to now start paying that extra, the money extra on top. It's not my business. You guys made an agreement. If they were going to leave, you either look for a replacement in that room, or you keep paying that rent and you pay the bills until somebody comes. That's what they said in the agreement. But guess what? I guess because these guys are British and nothing. If it was me or Emmanuel as Nigerians living, trust me, it's going to be really strict. And I had told Emmanuel that when I would even have issues with these people is when they talk about touching my deposit, because the guys that left had their complete deposit refunded to them. When they will talk about touching my, that's when me and their problems would even start. Now we are just basically scratching the surface. So suddenly they are going to call an electrician to look at the house, because I kept insisting I will leave by 30th. Because see, if you watch that video, let me explain why I said, if you watch that video where that Nepalese guy, I think he's Nepalese, was talking, and the agent was trying to shut him up. Now let me tell you what happened. The guy that left, when we were 5, the guy that left stayed for only 1 month, and here's why. I don't know where they get this kind of tenants that just come, and they just come to the UK. I don't know. I think they come for a program or something. They just come to stay for 1 month or 2 months. So they rent out this house for a lower price. These people don't stay for 6 months or so. They just stay 1 or 2 months. Now this Nepalese guy is saying he will live in 1 month and 1 month plus. And then there are 2 other Nepalese girls that would leave after 1 month. Do you know what that means? So if our bills, for instance, because 6 people in an apartment, if our bills, for instance, is 400 pounds monthly, the bills, and then we'll split it into 6, because it's a 6-bedroom apartment. When those 3 people leave, we'll be left with 3 people, and those 3 people will pay that 600 pounds, 500 pounds bills. That's what these guys, the same thing they did with us, with this other guy that left after all. That's the same cycle will continue. So I had decided in my mind, even while all of this was happening, if these guys were going to still insist that we leave, no problem. I'd already start going on spare room, start searching for houses now. I'm already like actively house hunting in the best way I can, okay? Because now I just need I don't need a long-term contract, at least 6 months, because after 6 months, by then I should be having a full-time job, so I'll get a better place, maybe a studio apartment or something, an en-suite or something, you get. So these guys were going to use our head for the second time. Like I said, the first fool is not a fool, it's the second fool that is a proper fool. Once beaten, 300 times shy. So the same thing, the same problems we had in this particular apartment, that's the same thing they want to carry over to this other house. You guys, I did not do justice to filming, because I was filming with so much anger and tension. And if you see how rickety this toilet looks, I don't know why I didn't turn on the light in the other. If you see how rickety this toilet looks, then the house is far from the bus. Everything is just so wrong with the house. So I just decided, my flatmate, and funny enough, he's even complex, because he's traveling to Nigeria like next week. So he's wondering, what would he do? I had decided I'll move my things maybe to my brother's place, find a place to just stay while I'm by God's grace. If I start house hunting, that by Monday, by tomorrow, in fact, I want to know my stand. When the electrician comes, checks the house, I'll know my stand. So I'll know whether I will start house hunting. I'll know my next move. But for now, I'm not moving to that house, regardless of how they say it. I'm not going to move from frying pan to fire. Let me endure the one I've already endured here. And the one I'm leaving, I know I have nothing to do with these agents. Again, you see, Nigerian landlords and agents, they have human sympathy. They have conscience. They have, you see, when we used to castigate Nigerian landlords and agents, they agree, you've not met these ones. You've not met these ones. Anyways, guys, like I said, I went to the warehouse, and one thing my sister told me is eat a lot of protein. Try and eat a lot of protein, and that's what I did. So when you're doing a job like a warehouse job, eat a lot of protein. I ate a lot of protein, and this evening I'll make smoothie. I'll make smoothie, of course, packed with a lot of protein. I'll make banana smoothie with milk, with almond, with honey, a lot of Greek yogurt, basically just to have a lot of protein and fat content, like it consume a lot of, I'll take it to the warehouse tomorrow. I'm not that job. I'm not at most December. I'm not by January. I'm not. It takes a toll on someone's quality of life. But I have to do it because at this point, I don't know. I think I'll have to start house hunting at some point. So I need to just keep that extra money. And yeah, maybe this is God's way of saying, Udochi, just shall move. Yeah, even if they settle all of these things, I think by January or February, I should actively start house hunting. That's what I'll do. Anyways, guys, thank you for all your comments in the last video. Thank you for all your encouragements. Thank you for everything. I feel when I was reading those comments, I was feeling so motivated. I was feeling so encouraged. I was feeling so, yeah, thank you so much, because you are juggling deadlines, you're juggling jobs, you're juggling. This house is the last thing I thought, or I ever imagined that I was going to, you know, face or suffer. You get. So anyways, guys, like I said, I'll just keep bringing you guys up. I'll keep giving you updates on what's happening next. Okay, so thank you so much, and please like my video, please subscribe, and give this video a thumbs up. Leave a comment. I have a target of, as you all know, I have a target of reaching 50,000 subscribers by next year. It's an audacious one. And yeah, so if you leave a comment, and if you subscribe, you'll be helping me get close to this goal, and I'll appreciate this a lot. Okay, so you guys, I'm working on my proposal now, and I'll see you soon. To this.